WTLA North Syracuse, WSGO Oswego, W249BC Mattydale, W261AC Oswego, WTKWHD2 Bridgeport, ESPN Radio. This is the Aflac Insurance Syracuse Legend Show, talking to the biggest names in SU sports history, broadcasting in the ESPN studios, and presented by SummitCars.com. Here's your host, Mike Bristol.
All right, here we are, the great John Desko. Coach, how are you? A noon start, right?
Yes, yeah. We're about 50 minutes away, Big Mike. So you know you must be important for me to be on your show at this time.
As we just said, I love that you gave me a couple minutes here. All right, what can we expect today? Give me a quick rundown.
Well, Notre Dame is kind of known for their defense. They're a very good goaltender once you do crack their defense. They do like a little bit of transition, but they're probably going to try to be patient offensively. The big key today will be face-offs. They have one of the best face-off guys in the country. Our guy's pretty good, so we need to battle there. If we can come out even in the face-off, we'll be in good shape. You know,
all in all, have you been happy with the season so far?
Yeah, I think so. We had a little disappointing loss to Duke. You know, they're the number one team in the country. We're number 4. We got down in the first half, and typical Syracuse team, there's no quit in Syracuse. Came back. We actually had a 1-goal lead in the fourth quarter,
yep.
And they ended up beating us by 1 at the end. So that was a little disappointing, but it was down there, first time on grass, and they're a very talented team. So it was a good, typical ACC battle, ending in a 1-goal game.
You know, you talk about turf, grass, that kind of stuff, and real quick, I mean, obviously a huge difference. And are you able to practice and be able to kind of get both in?
It's no, we haven't been able to practice yet on grass. We will soon, and that's a different. Though some of the ACC teams, Virginia, Duke, Carolina, they strangely enough share their field with the soccer, and soccer's in season now, so their fields are getting a little beat up because the soccer's playing in the spring. Because of COVID, but the turf is really, really short. And we don't grow a lot of Bermuda grass up here in the north, so they mix their grass down there with Bermuda and I think it's bluegrass. And Bermuda comes up first, and it's a really long root system, so it lasts pretty good. But it's different because it's so short. Up here, our grass is 2 or 3 inches long, and theirs is about 1 inch. So it's we're almost better off up here practicing on turf. It's a little bit more similar to their Bermuda grass.
You know you're talking to a great coach when he's able to even tell you about the grass in different environments in different schools. I mean, that's when you know you're talking to greatness. Well, every detail, seriously, every detail. You got it all down.
Well, yeah, we even talked about with Nike getting soccer cleats because the soccer cleats are a little bit shorter, and our cleats are longer to dig into the turf and the grass up here. And since it's a short turf down there, you want a shorter cleat because you're almost like on skates with a longer cleat.
I can imagine. Well, obviously, I'm going to let you go. I know you got a noon thing to kick off. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to be on the program and kick the heck out of Notre Dame for us.
There you go. That's my goal.
Coach Desko. Thanks, Coach. Coach Desko on the program, and love talking to Coach. We're going to talk to Alan Griffin quick, Adrian Autry, Demetrius Nichols, ESPN Radio 97.7, 100.1.
This is the Aflac Insurance Syracuse Legend Show, talking to the biggest names in SU sports history, broadcasting in the ESPN studios, and presented by SummitCars.com. Here's your host, Mike Bristol.
Love having him on, the great Adrian Autry. What's up, Red?
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
Hey, where'd you get the nickname Red? I know you got a little bit of red in the hair, but is there something else behind it?
No, just the red in the hair, and it carried down from my dad.
I love it. So Red Senior to Red Junior.
No doubt.
That's what it's all about. Adrian, let's talk about it. A week, with a week to look back here on the entire season. I guess what's the ultimate take on it? Sweet 16's got to be great. I guess some of the highs, some of the mids, some of the lows, but what a high note.
Yeah, it was really great to see the guys come together. Obviously, get into the tournament and go in there and make some noise and proved that they were a good team. And, we had a chance to get to the final weekend, and that's all you ask, and those guys competed. So it was a great feeling and a great way to end the season.
We saw Buddy go off a bit and do his thing, which was great. And I remember 96 watching Johnny Wallace, which you would have watched and played and did your thing with, doing some of the same stuff. It's fun seeing guys get off and get on scoring tangents and make things happen.
Absolutely. I mean, Buddy, worked hard all the time. And again, when you talk about up and down, obviously he got out the gates a little slow with some interruptions.
Right.
But to see him get going like that was really great to see, just because he's a kid that brings it every day, in practice, before practice, after practice. So just to see the hard work paying off, and I think it leads and it goes into the other guys when they see that, and you credit that to the work that he puts in, and that's what you want. You want guys that are leaders, and he's one of the leaders on his team to not only lead in the game but lead in practice, lead with their work ethic, lead in the classroom, and he does all those things. So it was really good to see him shine like that.
Obviously one big change from your playing days is a transfer portal. Has it reached a point where it's almost too easy to transfer?
It's just the way things are, man. Change, obviously, we're going through this change the first year with this rule being in place, and you can see how hectic it is. But it's also the point of that where the game has evolved to, and it's just part of it now. And obviously, retaining your players are more important than it has been in the past, because they do have a chance things don't work out, to try somewhere else.
Guys stay, guys leave. There's talk, obviously, some of the key guys moving on. We always have a group of guys coming in. How are your feelings right now where the team stands?
Well, I think, as of right now,
looks like Adrian is...
incoming freshman Benny Williams is very talented. Well, what we have, we're still a talented team.
Yeah, we lost you there for about 20 seconds. Can you just kind of say the same thing you just said there?
I was just saying that, with the incoming, obviously we picked up Samir Torrance, very good guard, and then we got an incoming freshman, a very talented incoming freshman. With what we have as of right now, with the roster coming back, I like what we have. We still have talent.
All right, beautiful.
And it's a team that has some experience.
All right, you get some time to relax, maybe 15 minutes or what?
Not 15 minutes, but right now I'm with my son and he's doing his basketball thing. So now I jump from that season to his season and spend some time with him and watch him grow and go to tournaments and make sure he's getting better day to day. So it's fun.
Well, I see him in practicing doing his thing too. So it's a very talented little guy. So that's great.
Yeah, he's not that much. He's not that little anymore, Mike. Man, he's 6'3" now, man. So he's shooting up there, getting big and strong.
6'3".
Yeah, man. He's grown up. So he's on his journey now. So it's exciting.
All right, that's awesome. All right, well, you have fun, enjoy the time, and thanks for coming on for a minute.
No problem, Mike. Thanks for having me. Take care and have a happy Easter.
You too. The great Adrian Autry, and it's good. See, I mean, always. Few guys leave, there's always a group of guys coming in. It's just the way it is. And always talented guys here coming into Syracuse. Alan Griffin on deck, Demetrius Nichols.
This is the Aflac Insurance Syracuse Legend Show, talking to the biggest names in SU sports history, broadcasting in the ESPN studios, and presented by SummitCars.com. Here's your host, Mike Bristol.
All right, the great Alan Griffin, AG, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good, Mike. It might sound a little choppy because I'm actually down in Florida. It's a little windy out here. I'm on the beach, man. But
you know what? I'm glad.
I don't want to rub it in. I don't want to rub it in.
I'm glad that you get a couple minutes to actually relax a little bit. It's got to be nice. You're down with your son, right? Some family.
Yep. Family down here. just kind of soaking it up. The crazy thing is, like, I see my son once since July, beginning of July. So I'm pretty happy of being down here and just soaking it up and just hanging with him.
Absolutely, and being able to spend that time has got to be great. Ultimately, and I appreciate taking a couple minutes to be on with us here. So that's nice of you.
Yeah, no problem. Anything for you, Mike.
You're a good man right there. Ultimately, I just asked Adrian this question, but how much satisfaction did you take from, I guess, the team's late season surge and push to the Sweet 16?
It was great. I thought our guys were resilient. Those guys battled a lot throughout the year, especially, being on pause a couple of times due to COVID. But and the sacrifices that every one of our guys had to make in order for us to continue to play and just to put ourselves in position of making a run. Our hats goes out to them, but it was such a great run. We had such a great group of guys, and this is going to go down for me as one of my all-time favorites, just because for me, I had a personal relationship with each guy, and it was just great being around those guys and each of those guys every day.
Has anything? Or has anything, I guess, that has taken place so far in terms of the transfer portal really taken you by surprise, or coach or anybody?
Yeah, just the number of guys transferring, but the number of starters, like guys that were playing minutes, guys that were getting a lot of minutes and opportunity, and just, up and deciding to go elsewhere. And that's the thing that's surprising to me. Other than that, you knew that there was going to be a large amount of kids putting their name in the transfer portal. But just the guys that were getting the opportunities and flourishing in those opportunities is the surprising thing to me.
Are you able to kind of take a step back and say, what are you thinking, or what are you doing, and what is the justification, or what is their thinking behind some of this?
Yeah, I just. I kind of just take a step back and just watch and look. That's the only thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you don't know every guy's situation and what makes every guy happy. It's something different each time. So, you kind of got to just, kind of figure it out and just take a step back and look and see what's going on and, move on.
What's interesting about transferring that whole thing is, you don't see a ton of guys go into another situation and get success. So that transfer piece, I think, is tough because a lot of guys leave, and like I said, you don't hear major stories of guys leaving and getting,
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I was just basically saying the whole transfer thing, and I know you're on the beach. I'll give you one more question here, but
No, it's okay.
Well, I'm just thinking, this whole transfer and guys moving and guys, whatever it is, but you don't hear a lot of great stories of guys leaving and then having success.
Yeah, you know what? Again, to each his own. And obviously, sometimes the numbers don't show, but sometimes that they got a buddy that they play with all their life.
Yeah.
Basketball and just being with those guys is a success story to them. And sometimes the numbers don't show that. Again, it's the great thing about that too is the opportunity that it gives off for some of the guys, and that's the thing that you kind of you kind of gotta be satisfied with the players and stuff like that. So again, it's one of those things where the effects of this will take place until probably another couple of years or two, where you start to see a lot of the numbers come out in terms of the guys who left during these times and see the success rate in terms of the numbers. But again, like sometimes the numbers don't tell it all.
Yeah, what did, what didn't. All right, well, go enjoy your time. Enjoy your son. Enjoy your vacation. I'm glad you get some time away. You'll catch up when we get back.
Definitely, Mike. I told you anything for you.
I know I love you. You're the man. Thanks. Great Alan Griffin hooking me up. We'll be right back. ESPN Radio 97.7, 100.1.